I live in one of the most light-polluted cities in the world, so whenever I travel, I do make it a point to add in the agenda some landscape astrophotography. And specifically for this trip, I'm bringing this beast of a lens, a Sony 24mm F1.4 G Master. So let me take you on a trip with me, 3,000 kilometers, 2 flights, 1 long-ass layover, I'm so bored, and another 3-hour journey in the middle of nowhere to test out the capabilities of this lens. I am currently in Indonesia, and that is going to be my subject for tonight, the Mt Bromo, stunning volcano and landscape area. And I found this tour provider called the Bromo Java Travel, which provides some Milky Way photography camping experience around the area, and I just had to take it. After admiring the quick view of my subject, I proceeded to my camp where I met my provider. That's my guide, Yudi, very nice guy. He's gonna camp here tonight with me, and my view completely blocked by clouds and smoke right now, but hopefully it's gonna clear up later. So in the meantime, let me just share a few things while we wait. So on to the reasons why I got this lens. So for a while now, I've been shooting the Milky Way photography with the 16-35mm F2.8 G Master and a few shots with the 50mm F1.2. Both great lenses, but I do think they have inherent limitations in terms of landscape astrophotography. F2.8 is something that I won't consider very fast in terms of collecting light for the night sky. And the 50mm focal range can be a little bit limiting in terms of compositions, because when you turn off the lights and everything is dark, you want to keep things wide. So that's why I got the 24mm F1.4, because I think it's going to be the best of both worlds. F1.4, insanely fast, incredible in collecting light in the dark, and 24mm I think is going to be wide enough for a decent field of view for me to include like a foreground and still include like a vast amount of the night sky. To be frank, I've been hearing a lot of great reviews from this lens, especially from the landscape astrophotographer that I really follow called Alan Wallace, and it's his favorite lens to date. So I got sold. So while I still have a bit of light left, here are some of my Milky Way photography tips. So in terms of gear, there are going to be essentials that you are going to need. So the first one is going to be a tripod, because definitely you'll be using one when you're doing long exposures. Handheld photography is not going to be an option in terms of astrophotography. And the second one is going to be a camera that is decent in low light performance. So for myself, I'm using a Sony a7 III. This is one genre of photography where full frame sensors will have an edge over crop sensors camera. And the next one is going to be the usage of a wide-angle, wide aperture lens, and that's why I got the Sony 24mm F1.4 G Master, because I want to be able to collect a lot more light in the dark. And there's going to be gear that are not so essential but good to have, and the first one is going to be a star tracker, which is a tool that's going to mimic the Earth's rotation, allowing your camera to expose for much longer, leading to less noise in your image. And the second one is going to be a star glow filter, which is a filter that helps make brighter constellations in the sky pop out a little bit more, adding more drama in the sky. And the third one is going to be a remote gimbal, because we want to minimize the camera shake that we are using when doing long exposures. But it's not really so necessary, because you can always just put like a 2 or 5 second delay timer. If you want more tips in depth, subscribe and check out my Milky Way playlist, which covers topics such as basic settings, planning, and even overcoming the challenges of light pollution. But you know what else is challenging? So I feel like the 15 hours of travel since yesterday is starting to kick in. So exhausted right now, slight headache, so hopefully tonight will be clear enough so that everything's gonna be worth it. So it's about 1 more hour until the Milky Way appears. Still not the most ideal conditions, but it's clearing out just a little bit. And Yudi over there is helping us set up a camp. He's going to cook a nasi goreng, which is like Indonesian fried rice. Very delicious. Getting a lot more dark right now. I'm currently in a Bortle 3 night sky, which is a lot better than what I get in Hong Kong. Camping on a volcano while having a personal chef cook you some nasi goreng was definitely a memorable experience. A simple, delicious meal made with sausages, egg, and rice. Quite tasty. While we wait for darkness. So if you ask me why I traveled 3,000 kilometers away to be in the middle of nowhere in complete darkness, basically FOMO. This place has been popping out in my social media a lot lately, and I know it's not the best motivator, but it really just gets the job done in inspiring me to visiting these kinds of places. The view comes in and out right now, but when it does, it's amazing. It's like so many stars right now. It's spine-chilling, and there's actually a cloud inversion happening. It's like... Okay, so basically right now I'm setting up my shot to take 15 frames so that I can stack them all together, which stacking is a very good noise reduction technique in landscape astrophotography. And my settings are f2, 10 seconds and ISO 4000, and I can see the inversion again right now. I need to be quick because the fog might roll back in again, but wow. Mind-blowing. Before I share the shots with the landscape, I took this single exposure test frame and I'm just blown away by how sharp and detailed the results are. Even if we look at the corner edges of the frame, that's just really insane. Okay, so right now I'm set up for a short time lapse because I do want to wait for the Milky Way core to move across the horizon and align with the famous Mt Bromo region of the landscape. And that's going to happen in maybe around 1 more hour, so it's just perfect for a time-lapse. One thing about creating time-lapses is on top of a stunning clip, you can use the frames and stack them together, giving an image with a lot less noise, elevating the results captured by this lens. By comparison, I took a couple of shots with a 16-35 f2.8, and while being decent frames, I think it's slightly below in details. After having lived in the city for so long, sometimes you just forget how beautiful the night sky is and take it for granted, but every time I go out and see it, just reignites a certain kind of passion and inspiration. And yeah, I'm so happy I got the Sony 24mm F1.4 G Master. I think I'm going to take astrophotography a lot seriously now that I have it. Yeah, so I think I'm going to end the video for today. Hope you enjoyed the results and quick first test of the lens, and see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.